how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, The Cutest Little Thing, Upcycle with Andrea. I am Andrea and I appreciate so much you hopping on and joining me today for this video. In today's video, we're just going to be going through my stash. I have a couple of items that I got out just a few minutes ago, and we are going to upcycle them into really pretty home decor. Mostly for fall, but I am still doing a little bit of summer, just a little bit. And I know there are still people, that have out their summer decorations. A lot of people won't decorate for fall until later on. So it's just kind of a mix right now. So that's sort of what I'm doing too, just a mix. So that's what today's video is, just some fun DIY thrift flips. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you do, I hope you'll give me a like and share it with a friend who you think will like it too. Okay, y'all, for this project, I have this basket I thrifted at my local Goodwill. I believe I thrifted it for 99 cents or either $1.99. I'm going to start out by putting a coat of chalk paint over it. And I'm going to be going with an off-white color. This color is called Plaster. If you are familiar with my channel and my DIYs and upcycles, you know that my favorite chalk paint color seems to be Plaster. I do use it very often. So I guess you could say it's one of my favorites. So I'm just going to start by painting on this basket. It doesn't matter if I get paint on the trim. I may just go ahead and brush over it real quick just to get a base coat on. I am going to paint that a different color. So I guess it will help out if I go ahead and get the white paint on there too. So that'll give it a base coat. So I'm going to get this coated on here, and I believe one coat will be fine for what I'm going to do in today's project. Excuse me. In today's project with this basket. So it doesn't have to be, a complete full coverage coat for what I'm going to be doing. Okay guys, our paint is dry. I did end up putting 2 coats on this front part on both sides just because I didn't want that design to come through on our next step. So for our next step, I have these cute napkins I got from my local Dollar General. They were actually on the summer clearance table. There's a pack of 16 and it was regular $2. So I got a half off for $1. 16 napkins, y'all. And these are summer, but I thought they were beautiful colors for fall. I love the navy welcome in there, and I love this group of colors as well. So we are going to take and decoupage a napkin onto our basket. I already have a napkin here, and what I did, I already opened it up and I cut it in half. Both sides were just like this, and I cut it in half. So now I'm taking, these are 2-ply napkins, so I just very carefully started separating my napkins, and I'm just pulling those apart very carefully. And you want to separate, if it's 2-ply like that, you want to separate those where you only have the one layer, because it's going to make it easier to decoupage onto your basket. Okay, so I love the welcome. I definitely want the welcome on my basket. But to get all the floral on there, I'm going to have to kind of cut and piece the welcome maybe over if I decoupage the flowers on first. Then I could just piece the word welcome on there. So I'm going to center my basket really quick. And I'm going to kind of cut my excess out of the way. And that's going to cut some of those florals off, but that will be okay. Okay, so I'm just going to put that over to the side so I'll have it. And I'm just going to do one side with you guys, and then I'm going to, you know, just do the other side off camera because I don't want to bore you guys to death. Because this, you know, may take some time to get it placed on how I want it and everything. So I'm just applying a good layer of Mod Podge all over this part of the basket. And I thought about clipping the handle off of this basket. But I think for now I've decided to leave it on there. I may change my mind later on in the project. But for now I've decided to leave it. Let me know if you guys would leave the handle or if you would get rid of it for this project. Just curious. Alright, so now I'm going to position my image. And I want to make sure it goes all the way to the bottom. And I think I'm going to have to do the saran wrap method with this napkin because it's so thin. I will tend to have wrinkles in a thinner decoupage paper than you will a thicker one. And some people like the wrinkled look. And I don't dislike the wrinkled look. I do like, you know, to have that wrinkled look for some projects. But for this one, I will probably want a smooth surface. Okay, so I'm liking how that looks. Okay, I've just got a small piece of saran wrap here. I'm just kind of rubbing back and forth over my image. And it is taking most of the wrinkles off. I'm just kind of going in all directions, back and forth. Side to side. And for the most part, it is getting those wrinkles right out. You just have to be careful not to bear down too hard on your image because you don't want to tear that napkin. And if you happen to tear your napkin a little bit, there are ways to camouflage the tear. You can sort of camouflage it with some antique wax or white wax in some cases, or you can like distress over it with like a dry brush technique with another color. Okay guys, let me grab my X-Acto knife. I think that's, yep, X-Acto knife that I purchased from Walmart. And I'm just going to go right along the edges and cut away that napkin. And you may want to wait and do this part after everything has dried because it does kind of try to drag that napkin. So I think I'll wait. I think I'll wait and do that step after this is dry. Okay, so now we're ready to flip it and do the other side. Okay, I just put my hair dryer to it and I just blow dry it for a few minutes, and now I'm just taking this X-Acto knife and just kind of cutting right in the corner that excess napkin off, and just pulling that away from there. And I may have to take my some sandpaper and get some areas excess off, and I did this side as well. There's both sides. Okay, so I'm just taking a little piece of sandpaper and just lightly, sounded like I heard thunder. Looks a little stormy outside. And I'm just lightly sanding that top napkin off. I ended up getting Mod Podge on the border. I was going to go and paint my border and my handle like a navy blue, and I actually still may do that. And I'll just paint over this Mod Podge napkin, because like I say, I ended up Mod Podging it on that top border right there, which I like the way that looks. Okay, now I've just taken and cut that word welcome out. And I'm going to come over here in this corner and just Mod Podge that on. Just going to apply that Mod Podge right here in this corner. And it's going to overlap a little bit. Okay, let me make sure I've got Mod Podge down all the way. Okay. And I'm hoping that's just going to be so thin that that underneath will still pop through. Okay. And I'm going to let this dry. And then I'll just get that excess off that's up under that lip there. Okay. How cute is that? Now I'm going to do the other side the same way. I'm just going to cut it out. And I just kind of cut right around the word itself. And it's so thin, you have to be super careful. Not to rip it. Okay, so same thing with this. All right, and the napkin is so transparent that it just looks like, you know, the word welcome just went like that. You can't even really tell I overlapped and, you know, doubled up to decoupage the word welcome on there. So I'm loving how this is looking so far. And I do think I'm going to go with my original plan and paint the border of the basket the blue color. I'm actually going to go with the color Ocean and the Waverly. Okay, I take that back. I'm going to go with the color Night Sky in the Waverly. It sort of has a purplish tint to me. If you look at it a certain way, it's like a grayish, bluish with a hint of purple. So I think this is the color I want to go with. I have to be super careful painting this border. Because I don't want to hit my decoupaged area that I did. And if I paint this a little while and then decide to go with a different color, don't be surprised. Because I am the world's worst for changing my mind with what I want to do in a project. So I'm just going to paint a little section of this border and see how I like it. And then decide. Okay, y'all, this is where I've been painting night sky on this side, and I tried the color ocean on this side. So I think I'm liking the color ocean better. I'm going to paint just another little section. Real quick. And then decide which one. You can let me know in the comments which one you would go with, if you would like. Okay, again, there's ocean. And there's night sky. I think I like ocean the best. So I think that's the one I'm going to go with. And there it is with the two coats. And I did, due to a couple of boo-boos, I just went and dry brushed some of that ocean blue color on the cream color as well. I didn't necessarily go over any of the flowers. Hang on, let me let it focus where y'all can see. Okay, yeah, and I just dry brushed some of that, sort of distressed it, gave it a distressing with that ocean blue color, because I did accidentally hit with that blue in the corner, and there was just no taking it off. But I do like that. I like how the dry brushing looks with that blue color. All right, so now we're ready to put some goodies into our basket. Okay, I'm just tossing in some pool noodles, cut up pool noodles, just to kind of fill in some of that space. And I am going to add some pumpkins to this basket, and that will give it that fall feel. But this basket, you could also, you know, take those pumpkins out, change out your greenery, and use this basket all year long because of the colors. But we are going to pretty it up for fall, since that is the season we are currently decorating for. I know some people are still doing summer, and that is perfectly fine, and I'm actually still doing some summer myself. It is whatever floats your boat, if y'all have ever heard of that saying. And I'm just putting a piece of burlap over that just to cover. We don't want to see those pool noodles in our arrangement. And there we go, guys. I went and secured the pumpkins and the greenery with hot glue, so they will be good and secure and stay in place. I absolutely love how this turned out. I love these colors all together, and I hope you do too. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. One thing, I decided to add a bow. So I just got some really cute ribbon from Dollar Tree. Look how cute. And this orange. So I just took these two and some like burlap that I had, and I cut this and I made this cute bow I'm going to add to our basket. Oh, and this is just one of the half crafter beads, and I painted it in the ocean blue color that we had. And then I also did some raffia on the back of this. So I just wanted to add that I did decide to do a bow. Of course, I love bows, especially bows like this. Now that that spray paint is good and dry on our jars, I'm going to be going with the color plaster, which is like an off-white color, and we're just gonna paint over our jars. And of course we're wanting it to look like milk, and I don't want a bright stark white, so that's why I chose the color plaster, because it is more of a creamy white. We just want these to look like little farmhouse milk jars. I'm not going to paint the bottom just yet because I want to be able to sit these up to dry, which I may go ahead and just sit them upside down to dry, where I can go ahead and get that bottom painted. Since we use the spray paint for sort of like a primer for our glass jars, the paint is going on so good. I can tell it's adhering so much better than when I just paint directly onto a glass jar. Okay, our little milk jugs are good and dry. I gave them plenty of drying time. Now I found these little transfers in my stash. I'm just going to cut and position the words Farmer's Market on each one. I have this one, And I also have this one. I can position the words Farmer's Market on each one. And let's see, I also found this one, Farm Fresh, and it also has the word Farmer's Market on there as well. And then I found this little one, Fresh Milk. So I'm just going to kind of play around with these and get these transfers on our little milk jugs. Right, now for our cute little mini milk jugs. I love how those turned out. I think they are so cute. We're going to embellish the top. At first, I was just going to cover the top with the little burlap and do the jute wrap, but I think I'm going to do these a little bit different. I'm going to take my jute string here, and I'm just going to wrap the top of my jug. I'm going to start at the back like this, and I'm just going to wrap that string all the way around the top. Get that hot glued in place, and then I'm just going to maybe stick a little piece of cotton and a little piece of greenery to decorate these little ones. Okay, just going to adjust that string how I like it. All right, I think that will be enough. I'm just going to snip it and hot glue it in place. Just to do something a little bit different, I figured, you know, that would still give us that burlap look. See how cute that is? That still gives us that burlap look, but also it's just going to allow just to be able to use this. Put a little piece of greenery, then you can change it out like for Christmas, fall, and just do different little arrangements in it on your centerpiece or table or vignette or wherever it is, just so you can change it up a little bit. So let me grab my cotton. All right, I've just got these little boxwood greeneries and just that one little piece of cotton there. Now look how cute that is. It is just too cute, and that just adds so much to that little milk jug, I think. All right, so we'll just do the other one real quick, and this little project will be complete. wanted to show you guys a quick little hack. The little stem that I cut off of the piece of cotton, it's actually like a wire wrapped. So if I put little arrangements together, I know this isn't a big arrangement, but it still tends to flop around a little bit in your jar, and you want it to stay in place. So I just simply take a little piece of that wire and I just wrap it around my little arrangement, and then I just clip that off, and there I have my arrangement will stay intact. And then I just put it in my little jar or whatever arrangement I'm making, and it stays more stable. So I just wanted to share that with you. I did that one the same way, and it just helps it to stay in place. Almost forgot my last step. I'm going to take these out on my porch and give them a spray with my Mod Podge clear acrylic sealer. I'm not going to get that on video, but I just wanted to add that in. And then these will be complete. And for this milk jar, I have found this transfer in my stash. I thought it would be really cute to go on this one. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to do the burlap top or do a little arrangement with this one. I thought this one, it's a little bigger than the other two smaller ones that we did. So this one could like go in the middle, and then one of the smaller ones on each side. So I thought that that would pair well together. So let's just go ahead and get this transfer on and get this one embellished to add to the others. And there it is, guys. I love these little milk jars. I think they are so cute and the perfect way to upcycle and recycle your glass jars and make a profit at the same time. And that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's videos, and I hope you enjoyed these projects. If you did, I hope that you will leave me a comment. Also, let me know in the comments where you're watching from, and don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe bell to personalize those notifications so that you don't miss any future videos. And don't forget, you can hop over to my Facebook page, give me a like and a follow over there as well. And also over there is where I post all of my upcycled items and have them listed and available for sale. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you next time.